It started with a phone call from the school. My daughter had been waiting outside our house for 5 hours, in the rain. Her key didn't fit. When I got there, she was sitting on the front step, drenched and shivering, clutching her backpack like it was the only thing left that belonged to her. My mother opened the door then, the woman who raised me, who once swore she'd die for me. She didn't meet my eyes when she said, "We have all decided you and your mom don't live here anymore." I didn't shout, I didn't beg. I just said, "Understood," and I meant it. It's strange how betrayal doesn't always explode. Sometimes it leaks, slow, poisonous, silent. Years ago, when my mother convinced me to move back home just until things settle, I believed her. I'd just gone through a separation, money was tight, and she said it was for my daughter's sake. I wanted to believe in family, in home. For a while, it even felt like it worked. She'd cook dinner, help my daughter with homework, talk about starting over. But small things changed. Mail started arriving in her name only. My bank cards went missing, then reappeared days later in odd places. She began locking her bedroom door, whispering on phone calls. Then one morning, I saw my daughter's clothes packed in trash bags in the garage. When I asked why, my mother said, "I'm reorganizing." That was the first time I knew. This wasn't confusion, it was planning. She wanted me out. I didn't fight. Fighting gives people power. Silence steals it. I kept smiling, kept working, saved what I could. Quietly, patiently. What she didn't know was that my name was still on the deed. The same house my late father left jointly to us. I'd signed nothing. And what she also didn't know was that I'd been recording every conversation, every cruel word, every threat, every manipulation, for months. Her words, my evidence. When the day came, when she locked my 11-year-old daughter outside and declared us erased, she thought it was over. But it was only the final piece I needed. 3 days later, she received the letter. Registered mail, legal header, my handwriting at the bottom. I imagine her face as she read it, how the color drained from her skin, how her fingers trembled on the page. Because in that envelope wasn't anger, it was precision. I laid it all out, calmly. The recorded evidence of child neglect, the illegal eviction, the fraudulent use of my father's estate, copies sent to the family lawyer, social services, and my father's former business partner, the one who still owned 20% of the property. The letter ended simply. You will vacate the property within 7 days. For your own sake, do it quietly. No threats, no insults, just facts. The silence that followed was the sweetest sound I've ever heard. I didn't see her again until the day she left. A moving truck idled in the driveway. She avoided eye contact, her face pale and hollow. My daughter stood beside me, watching through the window. When my mother finally turned toward us, I gave her a small nod, the same kind she once gave me when I'd done something right. Except this time, it was goodbye. People talk about revenge like it's fire, wild, destructive. But it's not when done right. It's ice. It's cold, calculated. It burns slower. I wasn't proud exactly, but I wasn't sorry either. That house wasn't just brick and memory. It was the place I'd once believed in, where I'd learned to trust, to hope, to be a daughter. Losing that illusion hurt more than losing the roof. But regaining control, taking it back without a scream or a scene, that was freedom. Now, when I come home and turn my key, it fits. My daughter runs through the halls that once belonged to both of us, laughing like the storm never happened. The walls are the same, but the air feels different, lighter. Sometimes I catch myself thinking about that night in the rain, her small frame soaked, waiting for me. That image used to break me. Now, it reminds me of what I built after. Revenge didn't fix everything. It didn't heal what was lost. But it gave me something better. peace. And for the first time, when I close the door behind us, it's not to keep anyone out, it's to keep us safe in. Because home, I've learned, isn't where you're invited, it's where no one can throw you out again.